freeloaders are flocking to this U.S. state as they are about to offer universal basic income. When America was first founded, we were a country built on the backs of those who worked hard. At the beginning, the going was so rough that a policy of if you don't work you don't eat was enacted for a while. Everyone banded together in hopes of fending off the metaphorical wolf at the door, and that was when they were also fighting off real wolves at their doors. It was paramount that everyone did their part if survival were to be possible. Time went on and, thankfully, things got easier, and people got softer. Some softening up is good. Let's face it, a lot of us wouldn't be here if we didn't have many of the amenities that Western culture and modern medicine have afforded us. But even that doesn't mean we should forget what got us here. Both the culture that we escaped in Europe and the hard work that we did to tame the unforgiving country that we found. I think if the early Americans could see us today, they would want to string up their bows and start loading their guns to shoot us for letting things get this far out of hand. I think if the people who sacrificed everything to give us a nation with an economy where anyone can be anything could see the way we're letting that economy and capitalist system get broken down by freeloading ingrates, they would take the country back all over again. Not only do we have a completely out-of-hand welfare state where the able-bodied are able to basically do nothing and live like veritable kings, but now there is actually a push for something called the guaranteed basic income. And yes, it's as bad as it sounds. Hawaii is being lauded as a hero for pushing this legislation through, and they may become the first state to enact the socialist policy if something isn't done about it. Via Daily Mail. It may have been the last state that joined the United States, but Hawaii may trailblaze and become the first to offer guaranteed basic income. A bill was recently passed through both the houses and state legislature in a unanimous vote that declares that all Hawaiians deserve basic financial security and prompts state agencies to look over universal basic income along with other policy. As innovation and automation and inequality disrupt our economy, we want to make sure that everybody benefits and nobody is left behind, said State Representative Chris Lee of Kalakaua to Mother Jones. It's past time that we had a serious talk about not just tweaking our economic policies but having a new discussion from the ground up about what our values and priorities are. While Alaska has provided state residents a stipend funded by oil revenue since 1976, Hawaii is the first to consider the income to cover living expenses. Hawaii's cost of living, the highest in the country, motivated the passing of the resolution in May along with the state's reliance on low-paid service industry jobs. According to Lee, Hawaii has a very limited manufacturing and tech sector which puts the service-focused economy at risk. The text of the measure mentions the impact of technological advancements which have helped kill jobs in the state. There has been a discussion for a long time about how do we build an economy where everybody can afford to live here and survive, Lee said. Next, Hawaii has to gather a basic economic security workshop group comprised of leaders from various sects of public life. They will be tasked with assessing the state's exposure to disruptive innovation and submit studies on universal basic income, UBI. Lee said, there is definitely a recognition that beyond just talking about basic income that things need to change. We need to take proactive action to chart a stable path forward for our economy and all of our residents. Other states have tossed about the idea of UBI for their residents. California's Silicon Valley is looking to explore how working to address its displacement of blue-collar workers. Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna proposed the $1 trillion earned income tax credit for working families. This is seen as a huge step for the movement of UBI.